When it comes to designing t-shirts, there's so many different ways to do it. And two ways that I've been doing it is either outsourcing it or doing it myself. And I like to explore a lot of different options. And recently I found Kittl, and that one's pretty fun to use, but I also like to use Fiverr. So what I'm gonna do is make a quick comparison video. What we're gonna do is have a little bit of fun and make up a project and do it both ways. All right, so let's hop straight into it. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Fiverr first. Let's do it. T-shirt design. Let's see what comes up. All right, we have a few. This one's pretty cool. Let's go with different budget amounts. So this one is 50 bucks. Let's do this one for $10. This is pretty cool. I don't know if it'll go with the project that I'm looking for though. Okay, I also found this one. It's about 45 bucks. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't wanna spend 100 bucks plus right now. So we're already around 50 bucks, 45 bucks, and $10. Let's go ahead and place in our orders. Okay, so I need an outdoor style t-shirt design for my hiking lodge out in Montana. It's called the Dream Lodge. Hopefully that's pretty good. And let's see what we get with that. All right, so while we're waiting on the orders, I'm gonna go ahead and try to make my own. All right, so here I am on Kittl. I'm gonna look for, let's look cabin. This is kind of interesting. This one is already pretty good for me. Let's look up hiking. This is pretty good. This is also pretty good. This is pretty good. Okay, so there's a lot of good options for me. Even this one's pretty funny. Kind of like that. Okay, so this one's pretty good, but obviously it has to do with beans in a roastery. It looks like it's more for like a coffee shop. We can play around with it. This one, I like the colors in that one. We can play with that. This one, I think this one's good because it's called the Dream Lodge, and we can just add some clouds to this. Okay, so we have this one right here. Let's go ahead and delete this. Delete that. What I do like, since it is called the Dream Lodge, we already have these clouds in place, but now we have this empty area right here. So let's figure this out. Let's delete these lines. Those lines were kind of cool. Those birds. Let's make it look a little bit more dreamy, I suppose. What's really cool about Kittl to me is because it already has all these elements that's kind of hard to like look for while you're already in Photoshop and whatnot. And it's pretty much just a fast way of how I pretty much edit on Photoshop anyways, because I typically like to download vector items, then bring it into Photoshop. This is like a one-stop place for me. I actually just used Kittl for a clothing brand design just a few minutes ago as well. We'll probably include that in a different video, but check this out. So you can ungroup it, right click right here, ungroups all that. We can resize the birds, place it in a different area. Let's make this. Let's see, we can turn this into Lodge. So I'm a big fan of using templates because I have no problem rearranging things, but sometimes it's hard for me to just come up with things from scratch. And it already has these layer effects. So if I was in Photoshop Illustrator, I'll pretty much just have this text, and then I would have to creatively think of a style to use. But in here, we already have different types of 3D styles and whatnot. So right here, I'm gonna put Dream, all right? The Dream Lodge, yeah, that looks cool. I didn't tell them where in Montana, did I? Let's do this. Red Lodge, Montana. Authentic experience. See, I wouldn't have thought of that. I like that. We're gonna keep that. And you know what's cool is that I can just go ahead and ungroup this, take one of these clouds, copy and paste. Oh yeah, it's looking a little more dreamy. Perfect. I kinda like that. Oh, we forgot one little thing. So I'm just gonna copy and paste this, bring this on up, and type in the Dream Lodge. Nice. Now I really wish I had a hiking lodge like that, right? Anyways, I guess we did this design in less than 2 minutes. So that's one. Let's look into a different one. I really like this one already. The Dream Lodge. That works, right? The Dream Lodge. No, that does not work. Let's do this. Explore. Montana. I'm not really too sure what to put right here. Montana, the Dream Lodge. That looks a little funny. I do love the colors though. Let's add some clouds in here. Let's see, we have some halftone style clouds. We have the same ones as the other one. Let's put this in here. What's really cool about this platform is that you can easily change colors. Let's make it, I'm not too sure. but it already shows me the document's color palette, so it pretty much already matches the color that's already being used. Instead of like on Photoshop, Illustrator, you gotta sit there and keep on using the eyedropper tool. This is a convenient way to do things. There we go. That looks a little bit more dreamy, right? Nice. Okay, I think that's it for that one. I'm pretty satisfied with it. I'm not too happy with the way the text is laid out. We could probably fix that somehow, but as of right now, I'm not too sure exactly. Yeah, that'll work. We need to decrease this leading, or what is this called? The line height. Something like that kind of works. All right, so that's the second one. That one was a little fun. I'm gonna take a break, maybe even a day or two. Let's wait for one of the Fiverr orders to come in so we can take a look at it. All right, so we have 2 of our Fiverr orders in. Let's take a look at it. All right, so here's the first one. There's the $10 one. Let's take a look at some of the designs. I mean, it's okay. It's not as good as what we came up with Kittl. This one's a little colorful. I don't know if I will want this dude on here. This one's okay. We could play with that if we have the file. Let's see if we paid for that. Looks like we paid for a 3-day delivery. We do not have the source file, and we get to 2 revisions. But would have paid the extra $5, I could have got it. I think you can still add it here, but now it's $10 over here. Well, that's interesting. Anyways, I'm more happy with the ones I did with Kittl that's on here. I'm just gonna go ahead and improve it so this guy can get his money, because even if I made the revisions, I don't think I would still be happy with it. It would take a lot of me describing how I would want it changed for it to work. I would much rather pay $10 for it, but for those of y'all who don't know how to use Illustrator or Photoshop, might not know what to do with the source file anyways. So anyways, I'll just go ahead and give you your money, sir. Okay, now this one actually ended up being $84 with the fees and whatnot, kind of pricey. But we get up to 5 revisions if we don't like it, plus a 3-day turnaround. But he actually delivered it in 1 day, so let's take a look at it. All right, so here it is right here. We actually do get the source file, which is, I was gonna say pretty cool, but it is a little underwhelming for 80 bucks. I've had better designers for 80 bucks, but also I just realized, man, I'm moving a little too quick to have too much fun for this video, because this is a logo, not necessarily a t-shirt design. This one right here could work as a t-shirt design. I'm definitely about to get my revision with this one. Okay, so I had to do some quick Google image search. I told him I kind of like the layout of this one. And also this is an actual photo from his portfolio, and I told him I like the colors and I like the colors of this one right here. This is something from his actual portfolio. This is what pretty much grabbed my attention the first time. So I sent this over, and let's see if he can revise from there. So I'll see you guys tomorrow once again. All right, so he did the revisions in 1 day. So basically we got a 2-day turnaround for this one. Let's see what he came up with now. All right, so once again, have the source file, awesome. Hold on, yo. This one looks just like this one. I like it. But if I didn't know about Kittl and I would have paid $80 for this one, and I had a lodge and I didn't know how to design, I would honestly be really happy with this. Let's see what else he came up with. This one's pretty cool too. I just would like to add some clouds to it. So I'm gonna mention that one more time probably. Just add some clouds to this one. Not too bad. 80 bucks, this is what you get. Now I've been waiting on the 3rd Fiverr order for a while, and you know, it was my fault for going a little too fast, but see, this is what happened. So this one right here, I was really looking forward to this one, but it's going to be a while before I get this video up, so I'm not too sure if I'm gonna wait that long. The problem with this one is I did not know that it said 14-day delivery time. But I love this dude's artwork, and I feel like he would have been able to come up with something awesome, especially for the price. Honestly, this brings me to the point of this graph right here, which I always talk about, because you see this at the tattoo shop all the time. This is exactly what happened. So the first one we paid for it to be cheap, and it was fast, but it ends up being poor quality. The second one was fast, and it was pretty good. We did have one revision, but it was expensive. Now, the third person looks like it's really good, but he was cheap. he wasn't as cheap as $10, but he was cheaper than the second guy, and his quality looks better than the second guy, but it ended up being really, really slow. This is a really common thing right here. That's pretty interesting. And listen, I'm not trying to downplay Fiverr or anything. As you can see, I use Fiverr all the time. I still have some other orders in progress that has nothing to do with this video. I love Fiverr. It's just that we actually ran into this actual problem, which is pretty interesting. Anyways, let's hop into that third Kittl design. So this one right here is gonna be pretty easy, considering we've already seen what we received, and I like this one the most. You know what, we're actually missing our lodge, like our first one. I kind of like it without it as well, but let's see what they have here. So they only have that one photo of a lodge. Yeah, that fits perfect on the water. Alright, so I hope y'all liked this video. So for Kittl, I was on a $15 monthly pro plan, and I was able to do all 3 designs within less than 10 minutes, and it actually turned out to be better than the ones that I got from Fiverr, and I paid over $100. And once again, I'm not saying this to hate on Fiverr or anything. I've come up with a whole bunch of good things on Fiverr. In this particular case, it just didn't seem to fit just right. I bet you though, if we would have waited 14 days, probably could have got a really awesome design. Next time, I'm probably gonna do the same thing, and we're gonna wait a little bit longer. Maybe I'll even include that 14-day design in the next video. So hopefully you guys can see some positive results from Fiverr on the next one. But for this one right here, I think Kittl takes the win. If you like this video, comment, like, subscribe. I'm gonna see y'all next time.